Are you a hockey fan? Love collecting memorabilia from your favorite players and teams? Then it's time to join 506 Breaks. Every week, we bring you exciting events packed with signed jerseys, pucks, picks, high-end cards, and more. From Montreal Monday to Toronto Tuesday, or the new Rising Stars event, there's always something for everyone. And for just $5, you can score big in our $5 Headliners event. Feeling lucky? Don't miss our fan favorite, Sunday Fun Day, every Sunday evening. All of this run by the man behind the magic, Stu, the place to be for hockey collectors. Join the 506 Breaks community today, where every event is a winning shot.
I was ready to not laugh at that.
Oh, boys.
So I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this is going to be a hockey podcast or like more like a Maury Povich type of, you know.
Oh, we're going to start right off with the controversy, are we?
That's what the people want, Gary.
The big controversy of the week. The Elliotte Friedman retweet.
Oh. Did you see that, Tyson?
No, what are you talking about?
So Elliotte Friedman, who's like, I don't know, would you say like he's the number one insider?
I think so now, at
where
this
do you
point.
rank? Yeah, I think he's number one.
Yeah.
He's typically the first guy to break stuff.
Yeah.
I think when Bob McKenzie was more like, well, before he retired, I might have not known who to put number one there. Anyway, yeah. Over the weekend, Elliotte Friedman had his like old guy moment. And he apparently, I was listening to it on 32 Thoughts today.
Oh, no.
So he accidentally retweeted this meme that has nothing to do with anything. And it's like a baby in a high chair that's pushed over, laying on the ground, and there's like food everywhere, and the caption reads, "My kid threw a piece of bread at me." So I pushed him over. Effing kids. It's just retweeted by Elliotte Friedman. Like, so he was explaining on the 32 Thoughts podcast, and he's like,
it happened during Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah. It's like
why
in
did I see all this?
Them being live, and he's working away on his laptop doing something, and he somehow retweeted this random meme with those profane.
Had no idea that he did it.
Had no clue. And he's like, all of a sudden my phone starts lighting up, and he's like, what is happening? He said the first text he got was from an NHL head coach, and it was something to the effect of he just sent him a screenshot of the meme. And because he didn't know he did it, he was like, why is this coach sending me this?
Oh, no.
And then his phone starts blowing up, and he's like, I didn't report anything. What is going on? So, so basically everyone's reacting to this meme that he retweeted, and he has no idea. And finally someone shows him, it's like, this is what you retweeted. And he freaked out, and he deleted it. Like,
I had no idea.
Oh my goodness. Of course, like people screenshotted it because, why wouldn't you? But so if you just search up like Elliotte Friedman's deleted tweet or something like that, it'll come right
So
up.
he talked about it on the podcast?
Oh,
Kyle?
yeah. Kyle Bukowskis asked him about it.
Okay.
And so he explained all of that, how like, he's like, I still don't know what I did, but he was, now I haven't had Twitter in a while because I just find it's a lot of trash on it. And So I can understand how he ended up on like the recommended tab or whatever it's called. And it just has like stuff that it just gives you, right? It's not necessarily stuff that you follow or whatever.
He said of all the things that could have shown up there, this wasn't that bad.
This wasn't that bad.
Honestly, there's some sketchy stuff on there.
Oh,
It's just
there
part of
is,
the reason
man.
I quit it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I just was like, I don't
Wow.
know. Anyways,
I'm
Yeah,
an
here's-
episode behind you guys, I guess, because like this morning when I was running around, I just finished their last episode, but their new one came out today. So I was trying to finish that before I listened to this one. Yeah,
this one today had that story on it.
that's
but
too funny.
Kyle brings it up because he's about to interview Nylander in the post game, and he sees this just before he's going to air.
yeah. He's like, I don't even remember what I asked Nylander. I was just like, what is happening?
That is gold.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways, it's
Wow, that's amazing.
and so Elliotte was saying on the show that he said he was out playing cards or something with some of his friends later that night or whatever. And they were laughing. They were like they were asking him, like, who do you think gets your notifications, right? When you tweet, like, do you think Gary Bettman gets a pop-up that you tweeted something? And there's like, he's like, I don't know. I have no idea. And so they were just laughing, imagining the Gary Bettman.
Like who got?
Because they'd have like certain people
Wow.
because they break news, right? So it's like they probably follow. There's probably a lot of them that follow, what he's doing because you're gonna know what's going on right away. So imagine Gary Bettman opening this thing up, and here's this like random meme of profanity that has nothing to do with anything. And they were like, "What about like Sidney Crosby? Do you think he gets notifications when you tweet stuff?"
Oh my gosh. Crosby's dad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like anybody, who's anybody in hockey, right? Is probably,
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, when you think about it.
So yeah, that was the huge controversy of the week.
Yeah, that was it. Moving right along.
That was definitely the biggest one for sure.
So here's the deal. Gary is referring to, I'm assuming, the drama that unfolded in Ottawa this week.
Mhm.
Now, I personally, I don't know about you guys, I don't really. If you just search Linus Ullmark, you'll see all kinds of stuff about it. But there was anonymous accounts that made claims about what was going on with the team. I don't even really want to get into that.
I was going to say, I'm with you. I'm not going to repeat them.
Yeah, I mean, what's newsworthy to me is the way the Senators officially responded to it. And I do think that's worth talking about because
if I may be so bold,
yep.
Like we're guys at podcasts for fun. Like talking about gameplay, we do that. Talking about how someone's playing and their stats, we do that. Wins and losses, we do that. Personal life, I don't like that. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with. And there's a couple of things here that are sketchy. And if anyone wants to look stuff up, they can. They have the power of Google in their hands there. They can do whatever. But I just don't like personal lives being brought into stuff. But like more than one, and I'm not on Twitter, but like it started off with an anonymous account. And then it looked like at some point, correct me if I'm wrong, there was another anonymous account. And it was like making the first one especially made some very bold claims. But to the point of it obviously affected them in the locker room enough that management in Ottawa decided, no, we're making a statement right now. Here's the thing. If I'm of this mind, you guys correct me if I'm wrong or if you disagree with me, but I wouldn't even be talking about it today if it wasn't for Ottawa making a statement from the organization. I don't even think I would have brought it up.
Never would have heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even have known. Gary, that was the point I wanted to make. I don't even know if I would have known it was going on if they hadn't have done that.
Now I did. I did before they announced it, and I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it had obviously already been getting lags that I saw it in more than one. I'm in like 12 different hockey groups on Facebook or whatever, and stuff was getting shared and talked about, and you can't believe comments and stuff like that. So like you throw that out with a grain of salt, right? Because guys are hypothesizing and stuff. But then that statement came out. You went from rolling your eyes at it. So like you two didn't know anything until Ottawa posted about it. And I was rolling my eyes at it thinking it was all BS. All of it. Until Ottawa posted about it. And I'm like, whoa. You're acknowledging these like blatantly sounding like they're made up rumors? Like you're acknowledging this?
I always kind of laugh too. I should actually have the statement up. She should almost read it because the wording of it was I found the wording of it was interesting. I'm going to try to find it here so we can read it. But like it read to me like here it is. So this is the statement they put out from Steve Staios, president of hockey operations and general manager. Our organization was extremely disappointed to read the completely fabricated and false stories that are spreading around social media about our hockey club. Linus is away from our team for personal reasons, and he has the entire organization's support. We asked that the people respect his privacy, but clearly that request was not heard by the lowest forms of trolls and sick people who scour the internet. We are disgusted that our outside forces are attempting to disrupt our hockey club. This statement will put an end to the ridiculous speculation that is spread online.
Sounds very Trumpy.
It really does. It also just sounds like a guy who doesn't do this all the time and probably had PR people in the organization try to like step in and say, can you at least let us reword some of this?
Yeah.
Like this statement will put an end to the ridiculous speculation.
Well, no,
it made it about 20 times worse.
But can I tell you what I do? Can I tell you what I do weirdly like about it? And it's the same as it's apples and oranges, but like I've never coached hockey, but I've coached a lot of basketball, right? And it's like we can pick that apart, and in a weird way, in one way, rumor-wise, he made it worse, but in another way, you cannot misconstrue it any other way other than I'm sticking up for my players. This is stupid. Stop.
Right. That was basically Elliotte's point on the podcast about
it can't be read any other way. I remember like one of my first like probably my second season coaching, but it was probably the biggest game I ever coached, and it was a home game in the gym. There must have been 600 people in there watching, and I got tossed. Like I lost my ever-loving mind, and I got thrown out of the gym by the refs. And I did not know this conversation happened, and I didn't handle it right, but we had a bunch of boys that had the same coach for years and years and years and years, and that coach moved on. So then here I come in rolling in, and they don't know me, right? And I lost my mind on what was a bad call. And I know it was because the opposing coach came up and approached me after and made a joke out of it, said, I thought you were going to lose it on the call before that. That was so bad. So he was acknowledging like how bad it was. And a couple of the parents kind of like shook their head, like, see, he shouldn't be doing that. See, like acting like that in front of the kids. And someone, a former vice principal of mine, actually had my back to the parents and said, listen, the kids have to know that no matter what, he has their back. And that's what I read the statement like that. Like I wouldn't have worded it that way, but
that ref deserved the steel chair in the back.
Gary, if it had been a steel chair sitting there, that might have been what minute because I don't even remember what I said.
It was really inappropriate when he kicked him in the gut and gave him a stunner in the middle of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh. that was kind of not to make this the Elliotte Friedman show, but like. He agreed. He had exactly that point. It was like the only reason I can see them doing this is to, like, obviously, because Ullmark had left for personal reasons prior to any of this anyway. And so there's obviously some stuff going on. They started the season out great. It went way off the rails real fast.
But I mean, even when they leave for personal reasons, he's not the first player to have to leave for a couple weeks or a month for personal
100%.
reasons.
100%.
And we don't know what that is. So once the season starts, people need to realize like these players are still people too, but they have no life other than hockey for the next like from September when camp starts all the way to hopefully June.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe April, right? Like away and home and away again and home and away for 2 weeks straight and home again. Like if you had something dire you had to deal with, heaven forbid, and we don't know why he's out, but whether it's something to do with a loved one or one of your children or an in-law's ill or something, we don't know. We have no idea what's going on.
I don't need to know.
I don't need to know. It's none of my business.
Cool.
None of my business. Yep, I'm with you.
Don't need to know. Don't want to know.
But it could be something hard to deal with when you're on the road all the time, or I feel like I can't put my all into hockey right now. Right. Because I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z, whatever that might be, which you're right, is none of our business.
Right. And I should say too that like I don't mean it to say like that obviously things were going bad. He left for personal reasons. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not tying those things together, but like take that out of it. Their season has gone completely sideways.
Yep.
Right. And then he leaves for personal reasons and you part of you know, I think it's normal to say maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe it doesn't. You know, you're going to wonder, but you're right. Like I also thought that could be any number of things. Who the heck knows? Moving on. Not my deal. But I just thought, my only thought on the statement was, I completely get, and when you do it publicly like they did, that is a statement to the players. But I wonder if the best move there was to maybe just do it privately. Just go down to the locker room before the game and say, listen, guys, we got a lot going on right now. I want you just to ignore it, and we're going to stick up for you. We're going to whatever. And I think any adult could if that was told, listen, we're not going to put out a public statement because we don't want to add fuel to the fire, but we're just telling you guys, like, you know, this is nothing. We're not paying attention to it. We're not going to give any attention to it. It's just stuff on the internet. Leave it alone. I think any grown adult would be like, yeah, please, like, you don't need to talk about it. It's the internet. Just leave it alone.
And you want to. Like apples and oranges, me comparing work to this, but like some of the older guys I work with, some of the best advice they ever gave me is like, don't say anything. Sleep on it. Humor me. Sleep on it from 1 night, 2 nights. And if 3 days from now you're still this mad about it, well, then you need to say something. But if you're not, you might have been better off leaving it alone, right? And this is one of those deals where it's like you two, look, 2 out of the 3 of us didn't know anything. And then they made that statement. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's going on? And now you're looking.
Yeah.
Because you want to know what's going on. Yeah.
Well, like, so, I didn't even hear about it. And they played Colorado that night. Which is it was a rough day for them. But what's that?
You're responding to an account that only existed for like 20 minutes before it posted that. And in the statement, you're using the word troll. Which just makes everybody think, don't feed the troll.
Yes.
Yes.
The way, and that was the way they worded it. It really just sounded to me like he was a typical guy who let a statement from some account on the internet get under his skin. That's how it read to me. It's like if you were for the players and you were for that, you could have worded that way different. Anyway.
Well, and I also can't believe, I got a couple points here. Number one, and I'm honestly, it's none of my business, but I'm honestly just completely puzzled about how that one post from an anonymous account that's only 20 minutes old gets so much traction so quick that the players themselves are seeing it. We've been posting about our podcasts all the time. I can't get traction like that.
I think it's the comparable is the whole thing with Bedard and the Corey Perry
100%.
thing. It was the same thing. It was just like, again, it was this account that had no followers, and I just think that's algorithm stuff doing its thing where like it figures out.
You're probably right. You're probably
it
right.
figures out like, oh, okay, this has got just the right amount of legit and just whatever that we can just put this in front of everybody and everyone will see it and we'll all click on it, get upset and engage with it and blah, blah, blah. And, it's part of the whole issue with the way social media works anyways, right? But,
Yes,
but
it
yeah,
is.
it's crazy. It's just crazy that it got to that point. And yeah, I can understand both points as to why they made the statement. I just thought they could have handled it internally a little bit better by not.
I agree.
But I totally get the point of like if they said like, yeah, we need to have our players back, I get it.
And then part of me, let's say, which is likely true, this part, let's say this is true, that none of this is true. None of these rumors are true. There is no ounce of these rumors that are true. Then poor Ullmark, whatever he's off personally dealing with now, he gets this on top of it.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's disconnected and offline.
Hopefully.
You'd have to, right?
Exactly.
You'd have to. And I don't want to even give any more breath to the rumors, but it's even the type of thing that like everybody on that team in the spin-off of that, like the wake of that boat going by, other clubs as well, because a lot of these players are friends and stuff, they're all getting text messages like, do you know? Do you didn't it? And you
oh, for sure.
The spin-off of that is so broad.
Like the whole league is 20-year-olds for the most part.
Yes. So kind of like the wake of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's just horrible stuff to spread about somebody, like whether or not, and if there is truth to it, it's also none of our business. So, like, we're not talking about a guy's goals against average. We're talking about, like, let them go deal with whatever they got to deal. Like, this is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just
I know.
None of our business.
But I realize, I think that's an older person's opinion. I think there is a whole raft of younger fans who probably want to know all about
it. Dude. Honestly, and not hockey related, but is that like a reality television generation that they don't know?
I know. I have the same. Bear with me for a second.
That's fine.
Everybody. I have the same view of, I've never seen more than probably an hour's worth of Drive to Survive because I'm not interested in it. I get it. People, I understand. I know people have said, you're insane. How do you not watch? So I'm like, yeah, because I watch the races that the show's about. And it's like, well, what about the personalities and all this? I'm like, I don't care. I see it all on Sunday. They talk to them. They give their interviews. They talk about it. And then it all happens on track. And I can watch it live and in context and not edited and made to be shown a certain way. So like, I just like to watch it live. I don't care.
Now, can I be honest? I have a different take for you.
Yep.
I watch it all, but not because I need to know. I think part of it for me, now this grew a new fan base because people got into it because it's like reality TV. It's not the reality TV and the behind the scenes stuff that gets me. I think for me, it's the only F1 I can get while I'm waiting for F1 to start again. So I'm kind of
fair enough.
You know what I mean? Oh, there's F1
fair
stuff
enough.
released. I can watch that while I'm waiting for F1.
Yeah. I get it. And
like I'm the dork that watches all the car launches too, right? There's a couple on Thursday. You know what I mean? So like,
I'm all for it. No problem. I get no problem with that. I just don't need to see Total Wolf
I get
making subtle jabs at Christian Horner. Like I don't care.
Don't care. Toto Wolf in the gym at the hotel, getting his pump on while he fields phone calls. Yeah,
I care if it's funny and you can make fun of it. Then that's great.
Yeah, but no, I 100% get you.
Anyway, so I like to. I don't know. I just like watching. I like for hockey. I want to watch hockey. And if stuff goes on while I'm watching hockey that's funny, or the team puts out content about them, sure. You know, I don't need to know about their life. It's weird. I find it odd. I don't need to know about your life.
The exception for me was when the Verstappen-Hamilton thing happened. And I was immediately like, oh, I want to see all the backstage stuff going on here.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I will say
I think that got a lot of people.
The one episode that I watched the whole thing of, the only one that I've seen, is the reaction to Roman Grosjean. When he had that crash, it was just to see people talking about that, because it wasn't a drama. It was just like such a reality check for that sport, right? Like,
yeah, that could have been so much worse.
To get the driver's perspective and like realize how close they are to like fatal accidents and stuff like that. Like to see that,
Agreed.
I watched that one. Anyway, separate podcast. Anyway.
That's fine.
But I just wanted to point out, because I watched that Av Senators game. No idea any of that stuff was going on. They didn't mention it on the broadcast, obviously.
Which good on them, to be honest, for not mentioning it on the broadcast.
And I had watched the Altitude Sports broadcast of it. And it was just, I just likened it to, because they got stomped in that game. And I just kind of was like, oh man, like Ottawa they started out well. They, like, what happened? Well, then I found that out. Okay, well, they were particularly distracted that day. But anyways.
That Altitude Sports coverage is, that's good.
Have you seen clips of it?
Clips? I watched the game the other day, the next gen game. And they had the little guy in the booth and all the, yes.
Yeah, you watched that? Oh, no kidding.
And then I ended my day off with Dallas and San Jose, which was also a good tilt.
Oh, wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah, but they had some afternoon games, so I never get to watch West. You know what I mean? So like I took advantage and I got a couple games in there, but it gives more credence to what Matt said about the coverage in Toronto. I'm just saying, because I was like enjoying this coverage. Like,
so I have a lot of issues. I get not that's not true. Not a lot of issues, but like sometimes, and like they've gotten some bad reviews, like Altitude has, from other people, because they're like, it's like, oh, well, they're too homer. It's like, it's called Altitude Sports. It's a regional broadcast network for the state of Colorado.
They literally, during one of the breaks, talked about the snow coverage on the hills.
Yeah.
If you were interested in skiing and snowboarding.
Yeah.
Because it's local.
Yeah. It'd be like us turning on Rogers TV to watch the Wildcats game. They're probably going to be like, put a community bulletin board slide up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course they are. Yeah. Gosh, yeah.
So
I wish there was more of that, because it was so helped me. When Matt came on and did that rant, and he's like, what the heck? Like, Edmonton was in town and they did a whole piece on the Edmonton Food Bank. I've never seen a piece on the Toronto Food Bank.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen. The very next week, they played Ottawa in Toronto, right? Full spread about the Ottawa Food Bank and all the good that they're doing downtown. I was like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I have never seen a big feel-good piece about what they're doing in Toronto. Like the Maple Leafs media themselves do that. But it's almost like where Toronto's like the Mecca, like that is where Sportsnet is and TSN is there. And that's where the Hockey Hall of Fame is. That's where the reviews go. That's where, you know what I mean? It's almost like they're so careful about being unbiased that it's like, you know what I mean? The only time I see it even remotely feel like home is actually if it's a game, Gary, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but when it's a TSN coverage game and it's literally Leafs on TSN and they've got MJ in the booth.
Yeah,
or he's at least given some perspective of, like he was a Leafs player and he's there and it's still not as biased as, like, I just watched that Dallas game and it was Dallas, obviously local coverage or semi-local coverage. They were pro Dallas. Do you know what I mean? And that's okay. I'm watching the Dallas coverage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you'd be bothered by, like it's not, there's home games and there's away games. Like it's really not, Gosh.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never watched it like that because I'm not obviously invested the same way. Mm-hmm. But you're right. It's like when I think about it, it's like, it's very, especially Sportsnet. I will say they really do chastise the team like a lot.
They do. Amanda's sick of it. She almost has to watch them on mute. Because if I'm not home, like, so the other night I was at band practice, whatever, and I came home and Amanda watched the whole game without me. She had it on. And she's like, I can't stand the negativity. She said, like, it's this nonstop, like the most negative stats. Like, there are positive stats as well, but you don't cite those. It's all this negative. The Leafs are up 2-1, but 3 out of the last 12 times they were up 2-1. They lost in the third period. What do you mean they lost? The opposite would be true, that they won. Like, why are you constantly... Do you know what I mean? Like,
and it's
3
funny,
of the last 12 times. Yeah, well, you could have said 9 of the last 12 times. They... Like, why are you...
Again,
like,
you can't compare these two, but like, so on altitude, whenever, like, if the Avs are having a bad period or a bad stretch of games or whatever, their response will be like, well, you know, they'll say like, well, the Avs have really been hemmed in here. They haven't really been able to get a whole lot going, but you know, they really need you know, McKinnon to step up here and make a big play. And the other guy will be like, yeah, that's right. They just need to do this, that, and the other thing, and it should get the guys going or whatever. But it's almost like it has like a, you know, it's more of a fan kind of trying to pep talk the team to get going. It doesn't feel nearly as like negative.
I don't mind that at all. I just wish I knew what that was like.
It doesn't feel like...
Like, ask Gary if that was covered on Sportsnet. So the other night, and this is getting us back to hockey talk, Scotty Lawton goes 19-1 on the face-off circle. 19-1 against his former team. And if that was Sportsnet coverage, all they highlighted is, yeah, he lost that face-off. It is wild. Like, it's insane.
It's almost like Sportsnet is like the old school dad who could never be like... you
got to Sportsnet. You got to separate the national coverage games and the regional coverage games too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the national games, it's like, well, the owner of the network also owns the team.
Exactly.
And if they're too pro the team, then all the other teams are going to complain.
Make a big deal.
It's a national thing.
True, Gary. True.
Yeah.
And you got all these hockey journalists on there that don't want to be one-sided because it's a regional broadcast, but you've got Elliotte Friedman who can't be there cheering the Leafs on.
Like, it's such a weird thing, isn't it? Because I think
it's
about
a strange
like,
dynamic.
It is. I think about, and we already kind of talked about this, so I don't want to get, but like the guys in who cover Edmonton, Jack, what's his name? He has the crazy.
DeBrusk.
Yeah, it's Louis DeBrusk and
Louis DeBrusk.
Jack. I forget his last name, but he's got like that kind of crazy voice, and like I find they do a good job of, like, they get super excited about McDavid, and they talk about how great he is and the moves he does and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I've watched Avalanche games, like when the Avs have been in Edmonton, like to play them or whatever, they are so good at like highlighting what both teams do well, or maybe like what both teams need to work on. But they have this very good balance of like, they get excited about what's exciting about hockey, and they comment on like, you know, what both teams could be doing better, or maybe which team had a better period. They do a really nice job of it. But I don't know how many of those are like national games. I don't really know how that works. They also don't own the Oilers. They don't have a stake in the Oilers the same way that the Leafs are involved, right? So it's a different dynamic. It's all weird.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I just wish, since Sportsnet also owns 590, you would just give me the option on your stupid $800 a year app for me to just click a button and listen to Joe Bowen then.
yeah.
Just give me the option.
Yeah.
You employ the man. It's right there. I can go listen to it on your app, but I can't watch it and listen to him at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a whole other discussion. Sportsnet removes features.
I digress. We're supposed to be talking about hockey.
Yeah.
Jeremy? Jeremy?
Well, just before, I know where you're going.
No, Jeremy.
Huh?
Jeremy. All right, what are you going to say?
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see this semi-breaking news just before we went on air, but the Blue Jackets, they fired Dean Evison and Steve McCarthy, the assistant coach, and they have hired Rick Bowness, who's back in the coaching seat again. Did you guys see this?
Okay.
Or no?
No.
I did see that earlier.
You did? Yeah, it was right before.
Wow. Now, I was half expecting the firing. I wasn't expecting that hiring. You know what I mean? Wasn't on my radar.
Yeah. Yeah, Dean Evison, man, he's had a rough go. Yeah. He's had the Wild looking really good at points.
Yep.
But anyways, so he's out now.
He'll
Rick
bounce
Bowness
back
is in.
because I think someone's going to see that for what it is. And I think there's been a hand of bad luck for him there too. Like you can only play with the hand you're dealt within reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
it's just,
you know what I mean?
It's too bad that like he's out and then the Wild do what they do. And now John Hines is coaching there. But yeah.
Well, maybe the Leafs could get him for just 2 weeks.
I would enjoy that because people would see there'd be more coverage of him standing on the bench. Cause I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he looks, he's just like, he's always like his eyes are always like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is coach firing a contagious thing?
I think it is. Like historically, it is.
In the NFL, it apparently is.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I just found out the other week the Broncos are good. I didn't know that. Anyway, I don't know anything about football, but yeah, I
say Winnipeg and New Jersey might be hot spots.
Okay,
although I
They
don't,
were
I don't
on my
see
list
Keefe
to talk
going.
about.
I don't
No.
see them firing Keefe, but
also
I don't either, but-
something happens.
yeah. So yeah, I know we're gonna jump around a bit about that coaching stuff because like I get it. The bonus hiring, they're gonna go on a run. Rick Bowness gets hired. He's sort of like the Bruce Boudreau. Like he comes in, the boys get all fired up. They'll go 10, 15 games where they play pretty good, and then you're gonna find out what you really got after that. So I think that's kind of a shot in the arm that they're hoping will get them through maybe into the playoffs. But yes, you're looking at what's going on in New Jersey. Winnipeg has just, the wheels have completely fallen off. Like they're at the end of the earth.
It's hard to watch.
And I'm looking at New Jersey, what's going on there. And like Keefe left. Yeah, I know. And they started out good. Keefe left Markstrom in for 9 goals.
Well,
like, what was that about?
Well, because, maybe they couldn't find someone else to substitute him in. Maybe he was hiding up a hallway. It's the wildest clip I've seen in a long time.
We're really all over the place, but yes.
I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah. Incredible camera.
If anyone's wondering what we're talking about, just Google Blues goalie hides up hallway, and that's all you need to search. You'll find it.
The mask around the corner and the camera.
Just and the eyes all wide, like he's peeking around the corner.
Like, I don't want to go in there.
No, heck no.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like with New Jersey, it's a bit different because they lost Hughes. Jack Hughes got injured. They never really recovered from that. And somewhere in between all that, Dougie Hamilton now is just like,
what the heck is
apparently
that?
There's been a whole saga there, and he's going to be moved, or he wants to be moved. He's a healthy scratch. I'm like,
and the fans are turning on Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like what is happening?
They are turning on him, which I get a kick out of.
I thought it was only in Toronto that happened.
You know what? In a weird way, I was relieved that it happens in other markets. Like,
I mean, Sheldon Keefe's supposed to be in the real NHL now.
I just don't get the turning on a. I've never understood, because I've watched Leafs fans do this all the time, and my wife says this is why Leafs fans get such a bad rap. Like, you're booing your own team off the ice instead of trying to encourage them. You're adding undue pressure instead of trying to encourage them to do better. Like, you booing a player who just coughed up the puck. You don't think he knows? He knows. He knows he coughed up the puck. No one's going to be harder on him than himself. You think that helps? Like, I just can't wrap my head around.
Nobody was hard on him when he was a $1 or $2 million player, but now that he's up in the $8-9
Making more money.
player range,
Yeah, that weighs, especially for the fans that know, right? There's the fans that I'm a hardcore Devils fan, but they don't know who gets paid what or who gets. They just watch, and then other fans that puts more pressure on. You know,
I'm struggling to think of American examples. But I feel like I've seen the Oilers get booed pretty hard in their own arena. The Canucks have gotten booed pretty hard. So yeah, it's definitely not. It is. I've seen
the Rangers get booed.
Yeah. You've got that original six. I think that's part of it too. Is we put so much like aura around original six teams.
Well, I mean, they're 100-year-old teams now, right? So like
But. Yeah. So I don't know, but there's only like the coaching carousel, man. Like there's just not, I want to see like more new hires instead of just the same.
Just recycling coaches.
Yeah.
And like part of me gets it. Like it's like trading players in a weird way. Like they're a fit here, but they're not a fit here, or they lost this locker room, or they didn't, or just bad luck and sorry. It's one of those things, you know, you ask for a reference and he was great. He was awesome, but we had to do something and we can't fire players. So I'd hire him again you know what I mean? Like, we don't know. So but there's lots of players or lots of coaches that would love a chance, probably, that have been like, there's a few former NHL players. Gary, I even think like at some point, Gary, someone's going to give Coach Mac a chance. I'm assuming. Like, how long is he going to stay with the Wildcats, Jay? You know what I mean? Couple seasons, and someone's going to take a flyer on him and give him a try somewhere. Like,
yeah, absolutely, prime candidate. I mean, he was on the coaching staff of the World Juniors, which I don't know if you want to do a whole other hour on that, but
he wasn't. He wasn't in charge, and I will. All I want to talk about that is I'll acknowledge this. That, like, I almost felt like, I don't know if you guys watched even the pregame stuff, but like, I didn't like it. So like, some of the Team Canada players like purposely skating over the center line on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Trying to goat the other teams and doing little things like that. And not only is that normally not a Canadian style of doing things, it's just not. You know what I mean? A Canadian style of doing things is accidentally doing that and then saying sorry. Do you know what I mean? Not purposely, but like, Jay, that's not even Coach Mac's style of things, who was not in charge of Team Canada, by the way, but that is not
assistant coach.
That is not up his alley, right? At all. Like, that style is not.
It might be for him. Dale Hunter.
It might be for Dale Hunter, but that is definitely not a Coach Mac.
You can go back further to the pregame and just go back to the first game when they played Czechia.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about being all disciplined and everything, and then the tap, and then celebrating the win like they won a gold medal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just.
It's funny, Tyson, you said that's not the Canadian style. That's not the Canadian. You know who I thought played the Canadian style really well? Was Czechia.
With the forecheck?
And you might.
In the coverage? Holy crap.
And I'll tell you where they might have learned it. It's the fact that the Czechia has the second most CHL
already
players.
Know what you're going to say. Yeah. Where did they learn to play like that? In Canada.
Yeah.
They're literally sending their players here, and we're taking them and not taking Canadian players on these teams.
We're taking the Canadians that went to the NCAA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. It's all a big like Gav McKenna, right? That's
and I don't care. It's not. It's one. You know, like I get, like, you know, if some of these guys, like, my goal is to play NHL. Well, listen, kid, before you even get drafted, you might want to go play in North America. Like I 100% get it.
Yep.
I 100% get it. But then like when we've got like Schaefer and Celebrini playing in the NHL, but they could technically be playing on this junior team because they already got called up.
Mm.
But then you have teams like, and you're talking losses by 1 or 2 or 1 goal, then plus an empty netter, right? Like you're not talking about getting shelled, but by teams full of players that 80% of them already play here, even though they're representing their country.
Yeah.
So it's like, where did they learn to forecheck like that? Here.
Yeah.
Here's where they learned to forecheck like that. Yeah.
And it's not like, I don't know, like, I don't know the prospect ranking. I don't know how many guys on Czechia were like high ranking draft guys. I'm going to assume there was not as many either first overall or projected first overall on Czechia as there would have been on Canada. And I think that's the difference in like, it's a bunch of guys. Czechia looked like a team of players who are trying to earn their right to be there. You know what I mean? And then
played their guts out, man.
In the last several years of Team Canada, I'm like, it just looks like guys who knew they were going to be there, who are expecting, or who like basically are expecting to be there.
Just walking in for a medal ceremony.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Without any of
not
the
a hockey game. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll give you a firsthand example. And I mean, Gary might attest to this, but like they're just kids, right? But Easton Cowan in that tournament last year to the Easton Cowan we're actually watching now are 2 different players. Never seen anything like it. Not even at all the same.
Mm.
Which on a funny note, by the way, like he scored that beautiful pass from Tavares the other night. But then the other night, Jay, I don't know if you've seen the clip of nobody was enjoying Easton Cowan getting into a little bit of a scrap more than Max Domi on that bench. I have never seen a clip like that. And the announcers hadn't even caught it yet, and I was dying laughing. Max is like standing up. He is smiling ear to ear, showing off the new dentures. He's bagging his stick on the like, and the scrap's not even over. He just thinks it's the best thing he's ever seen. That this kid, yeah,
he's getting into it. Well, I imagine you get to the NHL, and you can say what there's a lot of opinions on Berube, the way things have gone this year and all that. I can imagine for sure that Easton Cowan, not that he would say this, but like in a hypothetical sense, it would be like, hey, I can score goals. You can put me on the top line. I'm going to score all these goals. And I would imagine that Craig Berube would be like, that's nice. You lost your man in your own end. So until you can get your guy and be in the right place to not allow a guy to get to the middle of the ice, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care what you do in the offensive end. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I'll give
I'm saying?
The other night they got too many men.
Right?
They got too many men twice. Now, mind you, they've done it 5 times, I think, maybe 6 times, Gary, all year, but 2 in the same game.
It was the game where Nylander came back and they decided to switch up every line.
Yeah, and then I do think they got mixed up on the second one. But on the first one, Jay, Easton was out there. And we know it was Easton's fault because when the camera panned to the bench, Berube was giving him an earful. Like it was full on. Okay, so I guess that was Cowan's fault.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Like he is just blasting the kid.
You're
and pretty colorfully. So,
well, but you're 100% right on. So the Avs, I think, I don't know for sure. If they didn't lead the league, it was close in bench minors for a couple of years. But that went hand in hand with, they were like 2 straight years where they had half the lineup they were supposed to have. They had all these injuries. They had set a record last year for number of players used in a season. And so like it was a line juggle every single game. And they would get too many men all the time. And it's like, if you're going to switch up lines that much during a game and constantly change that all the time, it's going to happen. Like, I just think it goes hand in hand. If you're the type of coach that you're going to be constantly juggling that stuff around, guys are going to get screwed up on who's going off and who's coming on and when we're.
Well, I'll give you an example. That wasn't too many. It wasn't too many men, Jay. But to attest to Gary's point, so Willie comes back. He's missed a couple weeks on PP1. Okay, they didn't want to take Michelli off now that Willie was back. They wanted to leave Michelli on. He's been meshing well with Matthews on the power play. So now it's Michelli, Matthews, Nylander. The second they come back from commercial break, there's Tavares skating off the ice. He just assumed, he forgot that he's not taking the face off.
Right.
Because Nylander's back and Michelli was playing for Nylander, but Tavares was always on. But now Tavares is with Nyes on PP2. And he just forgot because he's just never not been on, special teams one. So like he's just, and like it wasn't too many men. It was kind of like, oh,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like just kind of like, oh, it's power play. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're not.
I
they're not used to it, right?
So up until a couple, like last week, the Avs have had a healthy roster for almost the whole season. Like it's just been an absolute joy to watch a healthy team, and they've kept the lines together. Like it's just been unbelievable to see the same lines get chemistry and be able to play together. It's just been like, that's been one of my favorite things about this season. And like when you
what's that like?
Yeah, it's such a big difference, man. Like seeing that kind of stability and stuff. So now that Landeskog is out and Taves is out.
How is Landeskog? I was going to ask you for an update on that. That was on my list. That looked nasty.
Yeah, luckily, completely not knee related. It was very similar to the Seth Jarvis injury where he slid pretty hard into the net.
Into that post, yeah.
On his side. So it's either a bruised or a cracked rib. I mean, I'm no doctor, but like based on where he hit, how he folded over, how he got off. But I think it was pretty rough. And they don't know. They think it's like he could be back for the Olympics, but if the recovery's too slow, then he might miss it, which would be terrible because it'd probably be his last, or it might be his last shot at it. But
I assume he'll be done.
Yeah, I mean, he's 32, 33, forget which one it is, but Olympics every 4 years, who knows, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, speaking of lineups and stuff like that, we got a big game tonight, boys.
Well, I was going to ask you first. I just want to, and I'm dead serious. Never mind the game we have tonight. That I'm going to be really tired for work in the morning. How many regulation losses will Colorado have by the end of the year? What's your prediction?
Oof. I mean, I could take the easy way out and say, well, if they've played the half the season, they have 4 regulation losses, then they should have 8 by the end. But I think it'll end up probably being around. I wouldn't be surprised if it climbs to, I don't know, 13, 14.
Wow.
By the end of it.
Guess, my guess was 12.
Just because in the last month of the season, if they've got first place in the Central lined up or clinched, they'll probably start resting guys. They did the same.
Why would you not? Yeah.
Yeah, they did the same thing in 22. That's the funny thing. It's like, oh, you don't want to win the President's Trophy. It's like, well, in 22, they almost did, except they lost like 12 of 10 in the last month of the season because like they rested everybody. They just they basically were putting like exhibition rosters out for like the last 2 weeks, trying to get people rested and healthy for the playoffs, and they lost a bunch of games. So I don't know. It just depends how honest Dallas is going to keep them. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with 14, 15 by the end of it. So yeah.
I am excited for tonight. I hope I can make it the whole game. I don't know if we've ever been witnessing in modern times a team hotter than Colorado right now. Meeting Toronto, who's actually on a bit of a heater, who have points in is it 8 of the last 9, Gary? But it's like 16 of a possible 20 points in their last.
They are 7-1-2.
1 point out. They're 1 point out of the
1 point
playoffs.
out. Went from last to 1 point out. Yeah.
This is what I was kind of talking about. Like, I wasn't too doom and gloom on them because the East is, we've been talking about this all season, that the East is completely wide open. We're starting to see a little bit of separation now. Like some of these teams who are kind of free falling, like now New Jersey, Ottawa, like they're starting to get a little bit more separation now.
And it's not impossible, but it's becoming more and more unlikely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you're 1 point away from a wild card spot, and you're 5 points away from the Canadians, who are third in the Atlantic. So that just to me is like that's
5 point difference between third and not making her.
yeah.
That's insane. That's just wild.
So yeah, I mean that's like I've just thought it's been possible for a while, and so yeah, they're 7-1-2. So what do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
I saw someone comment today under the Leafs post. Boys, Leafs are hot. We're on a heater. Everybody get on the wagon. If we don't lose by double digits tonight, it's a win. Woo! That was the post.
Well, I'll tell you. So the Avs are putting in Blackwood's injured, so they've been going with Wedgwood and their AHL / kind of prospect goalie Trent Miner. So Trent Miner last game against Columbus had a shutout. It was his first career win and his first career shutout. However, I'm like, and they're going with him again tonight. And I'm like, this has 4 goals in the first, hold by the first end of the first period written all over it to me. But I don't know. I don't know what to expect. It completely depends on this guy in a situation that no one has any history on.
I'm excited for it. There's also a weird thing. Gary watches a lot of the Leafs like I do, where maybe this is like Toronto's like the Bermuda Triangle of playing hockey, but when they seem so much better and more relaxed on the road. Like they're tighter or something when they're on the road. And I can't, is it just like lack of pressure or I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the difference is, but
I don't want to discredit you too bad, but it's
yeah. Go for it.
At home, they're 16-5-5. Mm-hmm. And on the road, they're 6-10-2.
Yeah.
So maybe that relaxed feeling means they're not playing defense as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very, very relaxed.
I should have asterisked that with lately, but
well, that could be lately, yeah. But
yeah,
6-5-5 at home is pretty good.
But Gary might back me up on this. Like last year, it very much felt like that, and like I guess this last month, it's starting to feel normal again. Does that make sense? Like it's like okay, we could have done this a month earlier, yeah. But it's starting to feel normal again. Yeah.
Well, like I say, 7-1-2 in your last 10. I don't know how many of those were away games, but you know, if
couple,
right? So
some softer opponents in there too. This week is going to be the real test.
The real historical weird data thing, Jay, is they seem to amplify their game against contenders and pull off wins they probably shouldn't have got and play terrible against teams that they should have had that in hand. So I was relieved when they beat Vancouver the other night because I was worried. I was more worried about Vancouver than I was Colorado.
Right. Well, like, even though Florida is the defending champions, Florida's had such a strange season. No one's really talked about them a whole lot because everyone's just like, oh, when they get Kachuk back and Barkov back, they can, you know, they'll probably be the Florida Panthers and it'll be fine. So no one really cares
after they trade for Panarin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got all these. I don't even know what their cap situation is like. They basically brought back the whole team and took discounts, so they must have some room there somewheres. Yeah. But yeah, no one's really worried about Florida. So like, I feel like we haven't been talking about them defending as much, and we're talking about Colorado like they're like the team to beat this season, which has been true for a large part of it. But what that means is I find teams are playing them this year the way they did in 23, 24 when they were the defending champs, where it was just like, that's your measuring stick game, right? You come in and you're like, oh, okay, like we got to find out what we're made of. We got to bring our best effort to these guys. And like, I don't know if I've seen a team except for maybe the Senators the other night, because obviously they had a lot going on. I've seen almost no teams with sleepy starts against the Avs. So I don't know. I think they're probably going to be pretty motivated.
Man, I get
well.
that. It's not at all. It's in the same ballpark, but it's not the same. And again, I'd almost like Gary's feedback on this, but there's a whole thing, and I heard Elliotte and Kyle talk about it before, where how, not teams, but how amped up some players get when they visit Toronto because they're from Ontario. They've got 10 family at the game tonight, blah, 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 blah. And it's a very regular occurrence that they get all amped up to play Toronto because maybe that was their childhood team, or they're from Ontario and they've got a lot of people there tonight and they got a whole lot of, you know what I mean? And it's very rare we get teams in Toronto with sleepy starts against Toronto, almost like they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
It's a big stage, you know,
it's probably, it's not an excuse for Toronto, but it's probably very similar to what you're experiencing in Colorado, where they're doing so well. The other teams are getting amped up to play against them, because I'd love to be one of the teams that notch one of those regulation losses, right? Or you're playing the team that won the Stanley Cup last year. You get amped all up to play them.
To give you an example, so 2 of the 4 of the Avs regulation losses came last week when they were on an East Coast road trip, and they played the Panthers and they played the Lightning, and they lost both those games. And the game against the Panthers was right after the Olympic rosters were announced and Sam Bennett wasn't on it. Well, you can, boy howdy, expect he had a whale of a game. And they played like Stanley Cup defending champion. Like, they were hard on the forecheck.
They were out to prove something.
Really hard. And they were just like, hey, all right, we got these. Everyone's talking about Colorado. Yeah, Colorado this, Avalanche that, blah, 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 blah. We're the defending champs. We're going to show these guys. And they took it to them. Now, I was impressed with the Avs because they are playing like such a well-oiled machine that a team's best effort against them so far this season has been a 50-50 on who's going to win. It was like a 2-1 game. You know what I mean? And they came at them pretty hard. So I was fine with that. But like, yeah, that was very much like you're saying. Like, they were like, okay, like, no, you're not going to come in here and beat us to death. Like, and they win a 2-1 game. So, you know, that's the way it goes.
And like, I love that. It's not excuses for anybody to have lost, or, well, you know, we lost because they were all amped up to play us. Well, no, that's not an excuse, but I do think there's something to it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. It probably happens in Montreal as well with certain, it's not whole teams, it's probably players, certain players that, like, I'm visiting Montreal and I've got friends and family here, and you know what I mean? Like, there's an aspect of that everywhere, but it's probably hyper concentrated in some markets.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
exactly.
Ontario as a whole, right? Like, anyway.
The other thing too is, if you do watch tonight, you're going to see a lot of Leafs fans, because Denver is notorious for getting, like, I don't know. I apparently in the US, it's like a cheap flight to Denver, because it's kind of like, it's a hub. Most people are like going somewhere else. So to just fly there and stay there is actually like, it's actually pretty cheap. So we'll get, like, I know when the Bruins.
How cheap?
Yeah. Good question.
Well,
yeah, I've done what did I figure out? It would be like, I think I looked for the 3 of us to go, and it was going to be like all included. It was going to be like $3,500 or something like that. for 3 people or $3,000 or something. But
Yeah, it's still
that
a
was
lot
with
to go
hotels
see a
and-
game. Yeah,
Get some good content out of that.
yeah.
that sorry,
Examine the airport,
sorry. I mean,
the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Look for the tunnels. Yeah, check
Now we're
with
in
the
a whole
paintings.
other list of people's algorithms.
That's awesome.
That was for it's like a 3 or 4 game package or something. Like you can, if they're on like a homestand of 4 games. So that's actually staying for like a week and going to a bunch of games.
But I mean, you could
So,
go in another world and stay 1 or 2 games, turn around, come home. Like you really could just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a direct flight to Toronto. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's,
Yeah.
Anyways.
I've been, anyway, we're getting off topic, but I've been looking at,
You want to do a
there's a
trip
couple,
plan?
there's a couple homestands this summer for the Jays too, where you could actually take in like 3 games in 2 days and then come home.
Absolutely.
And there's
Yeah.
1 week there where the Yankees and Red Sox are there back to back, and you could actually catch, like, that'd be a cool couple games. to catch it.
Baseball is such a good sport for that because they play 11 billion games. So they have to play them every day. So if you go up for 3 days, you see 3 games.
Yeah, you really could,
Anyway,
or you catch a doubleheader weekend or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
All good ideas.
So you're not thinking that Colorado, and we got to go here soon, but you're not thinking that Colorado's going to break the Habs record for least amount of losses in a year?
I mean it depends on. Yeah, I think
So
they
many
will
things.
fight. It depends. That's it. How's that? I do think it mostly depends on Dallas. They will do everything they can to stay ahead of Dallas, and if they have to do that right down to the last month of the season, then I think they could do it. I think they really, really, really want to not play either of those teams in the first round, and you could go down, like you could end up against any number of wild card teams that might not be great either, but like they just want to steer clear of either of the Stars or the Wild in the first round. So
Well, that's another whole episode we could do on probably, this is the playoff format that we have for the NHL, and it is what it is, but probably the most entertaining final round of hockey would be Dallas and Colorado at this point, but they could very likely put one another out in the first round.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that is this playoff format. It's yeah, it is what it is.
Yep, would love to see 1-8 come back.
Me too. I would love to see 1-8. Never mind even the points talk, the 3 points talk. You guys know I like that, but the 1-8, just give me the 1-8.
Yeah.
None of this wild card, different divisions, and then them playing each other in the first round. Just give me the 1 through 8 again, please.
Mhm.
First plays 8. So you at least see each other in the second or third round. It's not a first round.
Yeah.
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 Agreed.
So yeah, well, I guess we can end it on this, but so the Leafs have a chance tonight to give the Avs their first regulation loss on home ice. They are 19-0-2 at home.
Jones.
So some teams got to be the first one to do it. Maybe it'll be the Leafs.
That does not sound very leafy.
I can't even give you a prediction. I'd love to give one. I just won't be surprised if like the Avs play pretty good in the first, the Leafs get 4 shots and they score on 2 of them. Then they
don't know.
I don't know what to expect out of this guy. I have no clue. So I don't know.
And if you're only going by whatever's happened, and we do have to go, this is going to be one of the longer ones we've done, but the stats for the Leafs in the last 25 days is crazy. That they were tanking, and all of a sudden, if you just go by the last, Gary, it might be 22 days now, but if you just go by the last 22 days, it's like tied for second in penalty kill, first place power play. Like there's all these stats all of a sudden, first on face-offs. You know what I mean? If you're just going by the last 20 days. But I hate whole year stats because we know sections happen, right?
Mm.
You can lose and suck at everything for 3 weeks and all of a sudden you start winning. Well, I don't care what we did in October. I'm right now. They're on a heater now. Do you know what I mean? So like it's...
Now's the time
It'll be
to
interesting.
heat up. now's the time to heat up. You got games like every other day from now to the Olympic break.
Olympics.
Sometimes back to back in there too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, now is the time. Yeah, and then rest up.
It's the make it or break it time now.
Yep, agreed.
Yep.
So who knows? It's going to be entertaining for sure either way. And I like watching Colorado. They're fast.
Yeah, just 11 o'clock, huh? Wow.
I know.
Have fun, guys.
Gary's like, I'll catch the 10-minute recap on YouTube.
I remember my mother used to record the games on the VCR for me because she wanted me to go to bed because I had school, but that she was perfectly okay with my alarm going off at 5 so I could get up and watch the game before school. She could have just let me stay up.
And she'd say, I love it. Your father loves it. Your Aunt Nana watches it every night at the VCR.
And on that note, keep your stick on the ice, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.